Ooh, scary. That sounds fun, but for the time being, I'm gonna treat you to a symphony of pain. Now, I break ride! Chief Nurse Shamsiel! Welcome back, everyone. My name is Steven Rodriguez. I'm your True Champion, and we smashed that like goal for the Angel Feather deck profile. I'm so happy. You guys are literally insane, and I'm a man of my word. We hit it within 24 hours. Really fast, actually. We hit it within 24 hours. So, here it is, the gameplay demonstration video. I'll be playing 3 games with this deck today, and I'll be going over each and every play that I can think of, trying my best to commentate this in a way that's both entertaining as well as informative. Again, guys, what's the motto here on this channel? I want to teach you guys how to think, not what to think. I feel like videos like this allows you guys to get a look into how competitive players think, as well as just showing off generic combos with the deck that maybe I didn't do a good job of explaining in the actual deck profile video. But yeah, guys, if you guys are excited, please be sure to let me know that by leaving a like on this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that bell for notifications so that way you guys know when my videos go live for you. Be sure also to leave a comment down below of what you think of this brand new format of deck profile plus gameplay demonstration videos being separate videos here on my channel. I really would love to hear your feedback as well as your thoughts. Also, if you guys do have any specific questions about this deck that maybe I'm not covering in either of these videos, please feel free to come into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and I can hopefully answer your questions live and in person over there. Links to all that stuff down below. But anywho, guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into these ranked matches. Really quickly, guys, before we get into the actual ranked gameplay, I had to make one change to the deck because the rental system is no longer available in Vanguard 0, so I had to change the deck to running 3 Shamsiel and 4 Curiel instead of 3 Curiel and 4 Shamsiel. That's the only change. Otherwise, if you guys want to see the actual deck profile as well as the insights of this deck, links to that down below as well as the iCards above. Now, anywho, on to the ranked matches. Alright guys, here we are for our first game, fighting against Shadow Paladins. Okay, most likely going to be a cross-ride deck. This matchup is interesting because their aggression to us is solely determined by how many PGs we can draw, and luckily we have the ability to sort of manipulate PGs in a way, because if we see any in our damage zone, we can add them to our hands. Speaking of PGs, we already have 2 in our hands, so 2 in our hands, 2 in our hand, so that way we can actually get a nice early defense against any potential PBD lances or the occasional just like really early Persona Blast push for damage that these decks are known to do. So I'm going to start off with a nice simple ride here. Going to move Sunny Smile behind the Vanguard, nothing crazy. And then we just pass. Let's see if he gets the Blaster Javelin. I don't know what it is about Shadow players right now, but for some reason, you either always see the Javelin or you never see the Javelin. There's no in between. There's no like sometimes you get a Javelin, sometimes you don't. It's just you never see it or you always see it is my regard. And here's an always see it guy. This guy's living a good life over here. He always sees his Javelin. He's living La Vida Loca. He gets the Blaster Dark. He's gonna. Let's see if he swings. People are playing so weird right now, man. They're so people are so afraid to give you early damage, no matter what deck you're playing. Like people will, like I mentioned this during the Great Nature Masterclass, people will damage deny Great Nature, and I'm like, why? Are you afraid of me using Leopold to bring cards back? Like I don't create any offensive pressure using my limit break, so why are you offensively afraid of it? It just makes no sense to me sometimes. Like people just think, oh, it's limit break format, we shouldn't give them damage. That's not the best way to think. You should always think about what deck your opponent's using, what they could do to you, not just like what generically is good, like limit break. I'm going to boost using Sunny Smile here because I want to dig for more grade 1/grade 2s that I can use to pressure, because right now all I have are PGs and grade 3s, and while those are good cards, they're not going to be too good the longer the game goes on, especially in this early game. So Sunny Smile being that awesome +1 draw, giving me a no-seal, and I have a grade 2 no-seal in my damage zone, so that means I can get an entire column out of just these 2 cards, as well as putting some useless grade 3s like the second Curiel in my damage zone that I just do not need next turn, which feels really good. I do also have access to Curiel's skill as well, so I'll be able to kind of fish for more things as well as getting a superior call, so hopefully next turn I can get a pretty nice board built out of really nothing, so that's going to be super exciting. Let's see what my opponent does. I'm a big fan, by the way, in Angel Feather of being as aggressive as possible in the early game, because you have the ability to use your damage zone as a second hand. Your resources sort of like, I don't want to say are limitless, but your ability to maximize what you can do is limitless, if that makes sense. So like, if you use all your grade 1s to attack, or sorry, all your grade 2s to attack, you know, the big fear is that you won't have grade 2s later on, but I can always fish more grade 2s out of the damage zone or put them in there via skills like Curio or the damage adders, which is super cool. And that's a really good heal trigger. It'll prevent any more damage from coming my way, because now I'm a 19k base to a 21k base now. So let's see what my opponent... Oh, he can't do anything actually because he didn't get a trigger, so that's a feels bad, man. But I'm kind of sad actually that he can't do anything, because now I can't ride Curiel and get a +1 on board. So I was actually rooting for that damage to stay, if I'm being honest. And now I don't have access to my grade 2 no-seal either. So that heal, while it was nice, was also kind of bad. So you know what? It's a... It is what it is. It is what it is. We'll make something happen. I might just ride Calamity Flame this turn, but if I do that, I may as well just ride Shamsiel, right? But then I won't have Shamsiel later on if I do that. Like, what I kind of want to do is go Flame into Curiel into Shamsiel as like my 3 grade 3s, because I don't want to ride Curiel because it's literally pointless to do so. And I don't want to waste my only Shamsiel. So riding Calamity Flame to get my Shamsiel effect, and then riding Shamsiel later on if he gives me Limit Break, / riding Curiel later on if I have 2 damage, which I will eventually have 2 damage, I think is our best play. Weirdly enough. Weirdly enough. But let's see what we draw here. Maybe everything will change based off that for some reason. It kind of would have, yeah, but I can't call that and then ride Curiel, sadly. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ride Calamity Flame. I'm gonna call this boy. Ugh. I hate when I waste triggers like that. I'm gonna call this boyo, or this girlo. I'm gonna put this Curiel in there. I'll take out the Hermiris. Guys, how do you say this name? I didn't read the comments yet for the other video, but how do you say this name? Let me know. Because I have no clue. And regrettably, well, actually I have a cool play idea in my head that might work. I mean, it won't not work, but, you know, it's a thing. It all depends on if he gets a defensive here, whether or not I use the effect. So let's see if he does. He doesn't, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Counterblast. This isn't so I can get a free cheeky attack out of nowhere. It's just so I can guarantee hit his Vanguard. And maybe get a cheeky attack if I get double trigger. You never know. Anything's possible. I mean, that... Oh, now I'm going to have 0 damage this turn thanks to my damage adder, which is just lovely. Oh, gosh. I love playing 5 heal triggers in a deck, you guys. I just love it. 5 heal triggers is so busted, man. Anyone who's not playing Sunny Smile, you're really missing out. You're really missing out on the ability just to mess with your opponent. And I just put a heal back in my deck. So I mentioned this in the deck profile, actually, but you can do cheeky stuff like that. Thanks to... Also, someone just followed us on Twitch. I love it when that happens. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate you, bro. What was I saying? Yes, some really cheeky things can happen using these damage adders, because cards like heal triggers can be put in there, and then they're the only things that are in your damage zone face down, so they go back. And you can sometimes manipulate that. Sure, it's random, but like if you put enough heal triggers in there, chances are one's gonna go back if you do it enough times. So far, like, it has done more for me than let me down, if that makes sense. Like, it's let me down way less than it has actually provided value for me, is playing these damage adders. Because your limit break isn't necessary, but it's nice. And the fact that I get to have like this fun utility card in my deck as well is super cool. So my opponent is going to Corrupted Charging Lance me, which is interesting. If I get a defensive trigger, he's not hitting with his Vanguard, by the way. Hopefully he knows this, and he doesn't take like a huge risk. Oh, he is. He just is. Okay, cool. Oh, dude, if I would have gotten a defensive trigger there, and then he would have gotten 0 triggers, man, I would have been like, guys, hit the like button. That's crazy. Our opponent's of Schmuckhead, but it's cool. He'll push us to 3, but I have Curiel plus a no-seal in my damage zone, so I can essentially get any board that I need, which is super nice. What I really want to see this turn is a freaking Pegasus. Pegasus would be god tier right about now. There was a stand trigger, so I think that's 2 stand triggers gone. I have 1 stand trigger left in my deck, so that's 3 gone. Right, there's 1 in here. Yep. Draw a Pegasus. Draw a Pegasus. I'll take a third PG. Not gonna lie, I'll take a third PG. All right, so here comes the Curio ride. Luckily, we don't have any boosters, but maybe we'll get a booster off this no seal, thanks to the ability of Curio, because I think Curio procs first, right? It's just a grade 2. Well, I mean, I'll take another grade 2. I'm not gonna complain about another grade 2. So here's the weird thing that I'm considering doing. I'm considering putting oh goodness, this is a tough call there, team. But I think I'm gonna take out the damage at it because now I can enable my limit break, right? So now I'll be able to guarantee hit with my Vanguard. But not having Shamsiel is a bit of a bugger because I would have liked it next turn to get some good consistent damage in the late game, but it's okay. I guess I could have always attacked my Vanguard into rear guard and on a stand trigger, I guess, but like I only have one left and like it's awkward to like rely on that. Not a big fan of relying on that. Yeah, okay, good. So we push him to 4, feels good. We're gonna go back down to 3. There's a PG gone for him, so that's pretty cool. We have 3 in our hands, so longevity we don't have a problem with. The real thing we're lacking right now is our ability to get a good column going. If he like is really smart and uses his Overlord skill, if he rides it this turn to get rid of my booster, our board's gonna be wiped and we won't be able to do anything about it. So let's hope he doesn't do that. So there's Overlord. So I don't think he has a reason to not use Overlord's skill here, if I'm being completely honest, because both of these things can kill both of our things already because they're both 8Ks. He only has 1 card in his hand too, so I'm really pissed. Yep, kill the booster, right? Booster for a booster, baby. Oof. Oof magoof, boys and girls. If I don't draw another Curio here, or really anything, like we're just in trouble in general, which is not good. I'm wondering if that last card in his hand is the Persona Blast. If he shouldn't go for it, even if it is. Yeah, okay, so it probably wasn't. It's probably just a PG, if I had to guess what it was. Gosh, this is not looking good for us. So yeah, these are the things that can happen, right? Like, our advantage engine is solely based on having Shamsiel and having Limit Break, and then having cards like No Seal and damage adders just to add more cards in there that we can fish for. But jeez, okay, so oh gosh, it's not like we have nothing, but we sure don't have a whole lot of something, because Bethnail can't even attack them by himself. But I gotta just swing at this. Hope I get a trigger to kill both of his rear guards, essentially, is all I can hope for. There's a heal trigger, so that's great. Buys us another turn. I would have loved a draw trigger, because I don't want to, like, oh, gosh. Like, I had to have a mind there to actually commit double PG, as I call them. Like, I kind of thought about it, but I didn't do it, because I'm not stupid, but... Like in games like this, it's just hard to mount an aggression, and over time, our opponent is just going to overpower us, which is not good. Now it depends on his hand. If his hand is just PGs, I mean, might be in the clear. But that's a big if, because he thinned his deck out of a lot of cards. That's very likely all he has is like attackers. Like, that's a great attacker for him right now. Guaranteed 2 damage this turn. Really good for him. I do have 3 PGs, so we're not dying anytime soon. There goes a heal for him. Goodness, this might go to deck out at this point, if I'm being honest. If I'm being 100%, this is heading towards deck out territory, and that's not good for us, team. That's not good for us. But we'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, this is not good. Okay, he let us keep our Bethnail though, which is nice. So if we get any card that isn't any card actually, we'll be good to go. Curio. Oh, but okay, baby. What's in here that I want? Nothing's crazy that's in here, if I'm being honest, because he's cross-ridden, so getting this grade 2, I mean, like, it doesn't do nothing for us. It just doesn't do a whole lot, because we don't have any filters. I'm trying to think if it's worth it to get the Curio. No, and the reason, no, because I have my last stand trigger in my hand, so yeah, no, it doesn't matter. So I think I want Hermias. Yeah, so I'm gonna get Hermias. Yeah, okay, so ride Curio and then get Hermiris, or whatever her face is. And then if I get a trigger this turn, which I think I have like 2 triggers left in my deck at this point, because I've seen so many of them, either drawing them or just putting them in the damage zone through effects, what I'll be able to do is attack twice, which is really nice, and kind of just fish for damage if my opponent doesn't get a defensive trigger, which is pretty cool. So let's just double check how many triggers are in the deck. We have 1. So if we get our last trigger, we can push for 2 damage this turn, which is lovely. We didn't get it, so we can just push for 1. Okay, better than nothing, I guess. I guess pushing for 2 would have let him kill one of our cards, so I guess it's okay. No. I wouldn't have even done it anyway because he did get the defensive, so, you know, no harm, no foul. But yeah, all we have is 1 trigger in our deck because we've literally drawn all of them, which is not fun. But it's okay. This turn, what he really wants to do is... Ooh, not that. Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't use that effect. Oh, he's using it. Oh, boy. Oof. Oof, magoof. I'm not a big fan of late game Nemains, and I'll tell you why. Oh, wait, no. Do we have... Wait, is it including Sunny Smile? Oh, we have 2, actually, because our Sunny Smile is still in there. Because Sunny Smile's a grade 0. Okay, cool. We actually have 2. Oh, wow. Okay, team. He might deck out at this point, guys. He might deck out now. Because he's just... He does he not see where this game is going? If I heal one more time, I think we just, like, win by deck out. But, I mean... you know what? Also, that's not true, because, as you can tell, I need to kill 2 things and then deal 2 more damage to him, but... How many draw triggers left in his deck? Is it, like, more than 2? Oh my god, he has 3 left in his deck. If he gets double draw this turn, I'm gonna feel bad for him. Okay, so he has the Persona Blast. I think that was his last one of those. He has one in his damage jump. Yeah, that's his last one, so that's nice. And we still have our heal in our deck, so... Oh, draw... Oh, boy, team. Oh my god, please double draw. Please double draw. Oh my god, he did it! Oh my god. I think I can... So he's now out of triggers. 0 left. I got a PG for him right here. We have our heal left. If we get our heal trigger this turn, and we get like a card that can kill one of his rear guards, I think we can win the game this turn, but just by pushing him a little bit more. Which is perfect. Oh my god, okay. So this is cool. This is just fun. Do I use Armorosa's skill? There's no like reason not to. Yeah, don't draw the heal. Perfect. I thin the deck more. I'll take it. Come on, heal. Heal, 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 heal. Oh, no. We could have had it, man. We could have had the heal. Let's think. Goodness. Oh, what sucks is he's going to have 1 card left in his deck, team. 1 card left. There's no world where we don't... Well, that's not... Okay, I could 6 damage heal. It's in there. We know it's in there. So, you know, like, believe, right? Like, I believe. You believe. We all believe. Oh, goodness. This game's getting exciting because all we need to do is last 1 more turn and he loses because, sadly, he doesn't have a draw trigger left to deck himself out, but he only can attack 1 more time with his Vanguard, and then he just loses on the next turn. Actually, that's not true. He'll put the 2 cards back, so he'll have 3, but then he'll have 2, and then he can't attack, but then he still can't attack with his Vanguard anymore, we still draw for turn. But if we 6 damage heal, and he... I wonder how many Great 2s are gone for him. No. Don't you dare use her skill. Don't you dare. He used her skill! What is he doing? What? Guys, what? Wait a second, guys. What? Did he just throw? Oh. I think he just threw the game. He can't attack with his Vanguard now, right? Does he not know that you can't attack with your Vanguard now when you only have 1 card in your deck? Does he not know this? Oh my god, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And he can't retire my rear guards. He has to attack with his Vanguard at some point, and he just loses. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but man, he has to know he only has 1 card left in his deck, right? Like, it's hard to not know this. That was the best win ever. Oh my god, that's great. Nothing went our way that game. Nothing. We got PG clogged. We didn't get a single good grade 3 ride. We had some neat heals here and there, but man, that guy is an MVP. Can I get Nemain, all caps, exclamation points in the chat, please? That is the command of the day. Nemain, exclamation points, all caps. Because that was just talk about a throw, boys and girls. What? Oh, and now we're fighting against a VP farmer, so I'll be right back, I guess. Let's see if he's a real person really quick before I make any judgments there. I don't like keeping stand triggers in my hand, because that can happen. Oh, no, probably just an actual person who just saying he's VP farming because he forgot to change his profile tag. Never mind, real game. So, fighting against MLB. Very scary. A similar situation to Shadow Paladins where we want to make sure that we prioritize making sure we have PGs in our hands so that way we can survive against all the turns they're going to do against us. But, luckily for us, they lack a lot of inherent defense. The biggest defensive thing they have going for them is just having intercepts every single turn. And luckily, with the way that I built this deck, I try and play around that either through having stand triggers or the occasional Hermias push combo turn, which, if I get a little bit lucky, can be really good for us. So, given that he went first, I'm going to choose to pass here. Always good to force your MLB opponent to have everything they need right at the bat before you start giving them damage, because really, it just allows you to sort of last one extra turn than maybe you were supposed to, and any turn you can get against MLB is a good turn, especially if it's a turn towards the late game. Does my opponent, I guess it's the same thing because he's 14, but if I get a defensive here, and now he's infinitely punished because, well, I guess I shouldn't say infinitely, but had I dealt him damage last turn, I would not have been punished for doing so, but had I done that, he wouldn't have called the K, probably, if I'm being honest. So, there's 2 Blaster Blades gone, by the way. Well, not gone, but we've seen 2, one of which is gone. And now I'm going to go ahead and give him damage, I think, this turn, because it allows me to... Goodness, I kind of want to commit some things, if I'm being honest. I don't want to commit the 2 damage adders, because against MLB, it's really nice to have damage adders, because they try to leave you with 3 a lot of the time. But I kind of want to commit the no-seal if I can. I will commit the no-seal. The reason for this is I want the intercept, first of all, and then I also just want to put this in here and take this out. Swing at the K, and then I'll swing at the Vanguard. Because he has to have the MLB in his hand this turn, so giving him the damage now is nice. So now I can just push him, get some more damage pokes through before the game enters the late stages, or the mid stages, I guess, when MLB is going to be an actual problem. And let's see if my opponent was able to just have everything he needs right away. There's a grade 1 no-seal, really good for late game kind of consistency columns, as well as just having a nice Vanguard booster. Never neglect the power of a good Vanguard booster. And he doesn't even ride MLB. Holy crap, team. Wow. And he attacks at the rear guard because he's not going to let a risk like last time happen, even though we could just swing the rear guard with K and then swing the Vanguard, but whatever. He's learning. He's learning, I guess. And there's the MLB. Okay, so we just got a free turn out of nowhere. And now he needs to have Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark again just in his hand, which I'm assuming, like, if you don't have MLB, you have a lot of grade 2s and grade 1s, and what you need is grade 2s for your effects. So he probably has everything, given that he didn't have MLB, but he didn't have MLB, so he didn't have everything needed. I have 2 cards in my damage zone. Now is the optimal time to ride Curiel. No healing shenanigans. I'm actually going to also get my boy Pegasus here, which will be just lovely. And because my opponent didn't have access to... We can do some damage this turn. I gotta be smart about this. Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit greedy, I think, with it. What's in here? I'll take the no-seal and have it for next turn. If he doesn't get a defensive on the first check, but a defensive on the second check, we'll be able to deal damage to him, which is going to be super nice. I could have added the damage adder, actually. I probably should have added the damage adder. That was a misplay, getting this no-seal. But no, it wasn't, because I can always use the no-seal to get the damage adder. That's my brain thought that, but my brain didn't think that. Do I play for my stand trigger? I kind of want to get rid of the K, if I'm being honest, so I will play for it, because there's really no reason not to. Like, I'm already trying to hope that he doesn't get a defensive, right? So I might as well hope for maximum damage to get a stand trigger. So, you know, it's fine. We get a heal trigger, and I get to heal again thanks to my damage out of this turn, which is, again, the same scenario as last time. And I think a heal trigger is going back again. So, guys, this just shows the power of these damage adders in this deck. Like the manipulation of your damage zone. My damage zone is only heal triggers, so only heal triggers are going back in. It's insane. And now we're at 1-3. My opponent is now forced to call cards from his hand. Sure, my opponent was a bit, you know, without MLB, but I think given the way we kind of controlled him in the early game this turn, he wouldn't have had MLB in the first place, even if he drew it in his hand. So we probably would have been in the exact same scenario, except instead of having a Blaster Blade, it would have been an MLB. There goes the commitment of a third Blaster Blade. There's no way he doesn't have Blaster Dark in his hand, right? He has to if he's doing that, right? You're not going to call your third Blaster Blade. There you go, I was going to say. Like, you're not going to risk that, homie. And we do have a PG in our hand, plus a Curiel, which is super nice. I'm not getting any Shamsiels in these games so far, which is kind of frustrating. I got one last game, but I couldn't ride it given the cards I had to maximize my hand for defense. Maybe I misplayed by not putting the PG in there and keeping the Shamsiel for a rear guard last game, but I don't know. The defense is just really you really just want it, right? Maybe I was distracted by one I wanted. I don't know. Luckily in this game, my back row is safe, so as long as I have good back row... Oh no, 2 PGs hitting the damage zone! Oh, whatever will I do? Oh wait, I got a no-seal, plus I'm Ancient Feather, so it's basically... They're basically in my hand, which is super nice. Oh man. Oh, and there's a Shamsiel. Okay. I actually want to ride Shamsiel this game. I actually think I will ride Shamsiel this game. It's a little bit risky, I think. What I could do is ride Curiel, get no-seal, use no-seal, put Shamsiel, and then call the other no-seal, and then get all PGs in my hand, and boost my Vanguard. Ride Curiel, call the no-seal behind the Vanguard, use no-seal's effect to put Shamsiel in the damage zone, add a PG, call the second no-seal, add a PG, make Pegasus 11k, swing at the rear guard, swing at the Vanguard, swing at the Vanguard. Yeah. I'm going to do that because it maximizes the number of PGs I have in my hand. It minimizes sort of the cards I have, but, you know, it's whatever. Like, it's moments like these where I wish I played 9 draw on this deck, because just having more cards in your hand is just nice. You know, it's just a nice thing to have in general. So Shamsiel goes in. PG comes out. Yeah, I didn't think this one all the way through, because now, well, I will get another PG. I won't get an extra card, essentially. Had I had one more card in my hand, I would have gotten another PG and had all 3 in my hand, which would have been nice, but it's okay. My Vanguard is hitting for 21, which, while not going over a defensive, will hit over a natural trigger, which is just nice. So let's see if he gets the defensive. He does. But all we need is 1 trigger, and we have a good amount. We got, what, 8? It's a lot, actually. And because we don't play crits, it's guaranteed damage. And there's the stand trigger, so that's a little frustrating. But we do get to hit him, I guess, which is nice. And thanks to us having the PGs, we're guaranteed to not die this turn while pushing him to 5. So that's super cool. And there's 2 PGs in his damage zone now, so that's 2 we know just aren't there. And his hand is abysmal at best. So let's see what kind of offensive he can muster against us, and we'll see if we can do the same on the next turn. I think that's all my Curiel's gone. It is, so I won't be able to get any free cards out of my damage zone anymore. But if I can get like a Hermias, or like just like any grade 2, really is gonna be just like all we need to mount the offensive we need to, because he only has 2 PGs maximum. Is he gonna waste the thing? I don't know. Actually, it's not a waste if he then just attacks my thing, or gets an extra attack against my Vanguard that maybe he didn't have before. So there's the double intercept, and now that I have 0 stand triggers, means it's very hard for me to kind of stop and like kill him. So he may only have 1 PG in his hand, but that's all he needs to survive my next turn, because I have no way to attack him more than 3 times. So that's the part that's a big oof on our part, especially if he heals this turn. Like, I think it's impossible for us to win. And he gets a double draw trigger. That's not it, Chief. that's not what you want to see. I'm interested to see if he goes full Vanguard offensive, because he knows we have another PG in our hand, but he wants to get rid of the Pegasus, I bet. So I don't know. Like what would you guys do? Would you guys attack? Yeah, I would attack the Pegasus, because I would know that there's no way that I beat him. But here's what I have to do. I think I have to commit this PG if I want to win. No draw trigger sucks. I think I have to commit this PG if I want to win. And depending on what I draw here, if it's not, if it can't attack by itself, okay, so it can. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm forced to call this PG to try and win the game, which sucks, but I have to. And I don't have any draw triggers, and my only hope is that my opponent, through those double draw triggers and him holding only 1 card in his hand, does not have his 3rd or 4th PG. That's the only fathomable way I think I can win this game. There's a heal trigger, so that's kind of cool. Doesn't really help us too much though, because we still die on the next turn, but it's whatever. He doesn't have it! He doesn't have it! Don't you dare heal. Woohoo! Yes, baby! Let's go! Oh, Angel Feathers 2-0 against the 2 Paladin decks. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's always exciting, man. You're just like, you know what? I gotta go for it. This is the only way that I can win. My only hope is that through those 2 draw triggers, he didn't draw one of his last 2 PGs that he has in his deck, and that he doesn't 6 damage heal. Go for it. Oh, God. That was scary. I'm very nervous because if I fight against, like my least favorite matchup with this deck is actually Narukami, because it's like the most aggressive deck in the format right now, and I feel like it's very hard for us to kind of be overpowered. It's very easy for us to get overpowered by them, and it's looking like we're fighting against either another Shadow Paladin player, which is fine, or against a VP farmer, which is less fine. Okay, so I get the Champ's opening hand. I will keep that and return everything else, and I still get a Curiel in my hand, lowering my offensive capabilities in late game. Not fun! Not fun at all. We're going first, though, so it's nice. I think we've been going second this whole time, otherwise. I'm not sure. Riding a no-seal. Sadly, none of the no-seal effects are Vanguard and Rearguard. They're all Rearguard only, which is why you have to play more copies of them to get like actual value out of them. Because like that one instance where you ride one basically invalidates like half of them if you only like play 2 or 3. So it always feels bad to ride them, but it's okay. All right, we get an actual player, and again, that always getting javelin action. Hopefully this guy knows what's up and doesn't deck himself out this time. Even that was honestly super legendary. One of the best moments. And we're playing against crits. Now, it could just be like the 2 Dark Dictator he plays are crits. I've seen that a lot. Like, the tech of crits in the deck is pretty interesting. Kind of makes up for sometimes when you don't have access to your Persona Blast. Not a bad thing to play. But we'll find out more as the game goes on. And there's an Armoros. So now I bet you he's really regretting not giving us that 2 damage. Because now I get to just poke him and get a draw, which is super nice. I'm actually going to use Sunny Smile as well, get an extra draw off this. No heal, beautiful. So I'm going to draw 2 cards this turn, put a heal trigger back in my deck, and be able to counterblast a PG, which means I'll be able to get it out of my damage zone and then perform a counter charge, which is super hot. And again, just drawing grade 3s, man. All I do is draw grade 3s, but there is the Pegasus. Okay, so our hand is starting to shape up here. Depending on how aggressive my opponent is on us this turn, we could be dealt 2 damage, which if we are, I'm definitely riding Curiel. If we're not, then I'm just going to ride probably Calamity Flame, if I'm being honest, and just hold on to my Shamsiel and my Curiel for later on, similar to what I did in the first game. But this time, I might hang on to Shamsiel the whole time and go into her in the late game and try and push for more damage. And my opponent is just going to give us the 1 damage and pass his turn. Nothing crazy. I think I might go a little crazy this turn and try and perform some damage. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try and give my opponent some damage, because I have everything I need to like push this turn, which is like super interesting. So I'm gonna call this boy. I'm going to call this girl. I'm going to activate her skill and put this Shamsiel in the damage zone. I know I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna use Shamsiel this time. No, 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 no. Not today. Oh, goodness. Now, given that he didn't call anything else, I don't feel the... Oh, I kind of do have to do one more thing. But it's okay. Oh, it feels so weird to, like, do it this way, but it's just the best way to do this. So I'm just going to put this in there and just take it right back out. And the reason why I'm doing this is so I have more power on everything. Because now, watch what will happen. I'm going to do this. Swing, poke. If he doesn't get the defensive here, it's going to be huge. He doesn't. So while this no-seal column is kind of useless, it doesn't really do anything, I could still get a trigger and like maybe make it more useful. But now I have double intercept, one of which I could have gotten Armoros actually, which might have been smarter. But given that it's counterblasted, it's not, so never mind. This is now 19. If this gained 3k, it would have been pretty hot actually. But let's see, this is 22, this is 19, so we're going to start with this first. I mean, it's still 3 damage in 1 turn, you know, like I'm not scoffing it. And ooh, there's a heal trigger. What am I healing? Okay, Armoros, cool. So you know what? It's still 3 damage in 1 turn, so it's still very aggressive, especially for Angel Feather, which is super nice. And what's cool is I got to keep my Curiel in my hand, and I could draw another card thanks to Sunny Smile while putting back a heal trigger, which is super nice. So there we go. Being a bit more aggressive than maybe you seen from Ancient Feather, but you know what? It's nice, it's refreshing, and I do get the AK booster, which is the perfect Vanguard booster for this matchup because it lets Curiel hit cross-ride numbers, which is super nice. And we do have double intercept, one of which can get stronger. Now, obviously, the getting stronger is pointless in 0 because they have to attack it first before they can even ever deal me damage, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. He still serves the purpose of being a target for my opponent when maybe he shouldn't have to be. I wonder if my opponent's going to charging Lance me. I mean, okay, they definitely are. When you see the domain going down, you're like, here comes a Lance. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the Lance. His hand is huge. It's happening. We're all aware of this. Just what cards are you getting rid of? Show me the vibe cards. Show me your vibe cards. I know you want to ditch some. What? He's being ultra conservative? Ooh, that must mean he has like all the Persona Blasts in his hand. That's what that tells me. What's cool is I can just promote this no seal and swing at the thing, which I enjoy. And I do have access to Curiel. No grade 2s, but I can just call out Hermias. And there's Hermias. How do you say the name, guys? Let me know. I'm awful at it. How do you say it? That's a draw trigger. That's huge. Into a Pegasus, equally huge. Oh man, guys, I have mine just to keep Curiel in my hand, and I'll tell you why. Because my opponent's gonna retire things next turn, and I want to hang on to ways to get things back. So I don't really need to commit that much this turn, so I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not gonna overcommit. I'm not gonna make the mistake. I will commit the Vanguard booster, but that's it. And the reason for that is so I can attack and try and play for a stand trigger the correct way, where it actually deals me another damage against my opponent. But that's it. I'm hanging on to this Curiel so that way I can rebuild my board if he retires something, using Overlord next turn, which I'm expecting. And there's the stand trigger. It's almost like we played the game, boys. Just a little taste of what you can expect here in the TrueChampionSteven channel. Be sure to be subscribed. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. You already know. That's 2 Overlords down, so my theory of him having a bunch in his hand is so far incorrect, because I've seen a bunch go away. So I don't know how much more he actually has, but he's definitely gonna ride one this turn. I'm still shocked he didn't go for the Lance last turn. Like, maybe he wants to use it as a way to deny me limit break, but I don't know. I would have Lance last turn okay. I didn't know his hand, so I can't say that really for sure. But I think this has to be a Lance turn, right? Like, you can't not do it. Like, look at his hand. He has so many cards. Like, I don't even think he's losing anything for doing it. Oh, he discarded the SP PBD. That means he loses, guys. Like, you can't do that. You can't discard that beautiful card. And he gets rid of the dude. Yep. But there's no world where we die this turn, and I get to rebuild my board with Hermias thanks to him. So even if he heals this turn, if I get like a sneaky trigger on my next turn, I can invalidate that thanks to Hermias. Hermias. How do you say your name, guys? Let me know. I know you guys are already typing it, but I'm gonna keep asking and keep validating how stupid I am. Defensive, please. Oh, dude, I would have loved the defensive because then he would have been super punished. It's okay, though. And thanks to Curiel adding 2,000 power to my thingy here, it doesn't really matter what I get for my top deck. I can make 2 good columns that will get rid of both of his rear guards and then swing at him for how much damage I need to swing at. So it's super awesome. And it's my own Hermias, so that's pretty awesome. So we're going to go ahead and ride the girly. El Counterblasto. Do I just like get... I don't think it matters, really. I'm going to get Shamsiel. I'll call her here. That's good to call for her, which is super nice. And then, given that he's at 5 damage, it doesn't really matter what order I attack in. I will attack in such a way that allows a stand trigger to be useful, so I'll swing like this. Like, if any attack hits, it's going to be a Hermias attack, so I'm going to swing with her last if I get a stand trigger here, which is super nice if I got one. Heal trigger, not procced, not good. Power to this. No stand trigger. It's okay. There's still 2 in there, and I still have full ability to get them on the next turn. And depending on how many things he has, depending, I don't think he has enough resources to lance me again and then go for the game. But if he has the Persona Blast, so if he has the Persona Blast in his hand and 2 ways to attack me and me not getting a defensive and him getting a trigger, he could win this turn. But I've got 1 healing deck still. So there's no world where we lose this turn. Great. He just did that and passed. Awesome. And now he only has 3 cards in his hand. I think it's a safe bet to assume he has 2 PGs. So if I get a stand trigger this turn, I think I guarantee win the game if he doesn't heal. So that's what I'm looking at. Does he attack my Hermione? He doesn't. He's not afraid of her. He should be. She's a scary card. I need to draw a booster. I need to draw a booster here. Booster. That is not a booster because I can't draw with it, which is frustrating. So I think a stand trigger still wins the game, but it's suspect. It's very suspect because I can't use No Such Effect to proc anything anymore, but it's okay. It still is stand trigger for game if he has 2 PGs in his hand, but if he has all 3, it's not, which is frustrating, but it's okay. All right, Curio. Check me a stand trigger, boys and girls. That's what we need to win this game this turn. Only way. Let's see it. If we get double stand trigger, that'd be sick too. There's 1. I'm going to stand Hermias, whatever her name is. Medical Gunner. And okay. PG number 3. All right. Was that card he got off of his draw trigger what he needed? Let's find out. For the game, baby! No heal trigger? Let's go! 3, technically 4-0 with this deck. That's what I'm talking about. Taking down 3 Paladin decks, one of which was my deck out, which is pretty freaking sick if you ask me. But anyways, you guys, that'll go ahead and do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that bell for notifications. We are so close to 3,000 subscribers. I can almost taste it. Feel free to subscribe. Maybe you can be that lucky 3,000 subscriber. If you guys have any extra questions that maybe this video or the other video didn't actually answer, go ahead, leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday in the morning Pacific Standard Time, and I do all kinds of Vanguard Zero and just chatting content over there. Come ask some questions and hopefully get some answers. But as always, you guys, I've been your true champion, Steven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.